everybody, welcome to my channel, Transforming with Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I just completed my week 2 of my transformation weight loss journey utilizing the ketogenic diet with intermittent alternate day fasting. So I wanted to just create this quick video to give you guys that update on the progress that I've had this week, and I'm super excited to share it with you. I also thought I would go over some of the things that I was feeling and going through that first week and how it's kind of changed or what I was feeling in my week 2 of my journey. So I thought I'd just give you that brief overview. And then I also know that I'll be getting questions about my whole fasting situation and what I'm doing to, obviously do it healthy, as well as just what I'm doing to get through those periods of time where I'm not eating. So without further ado, let's get started. So for those of you that don't know, at my absolute heaviest, I was 308.8 pounds, and that was in July of 2018. I actually did the ketogenic back in 2018 for about 5 to 6 months and wound up losing about 50 pounds. But unfortunately, life just happened, one thing after another. Here we are, October of 2020, and I am recommitted to getting to a healthy weight using the ketogenic diet and sticking with it, because I know if I don't show up and I don't put in that work, I'm never going to get there. I know that I'm successful with keto, so here's my second keto journey. But I thought, just to keep motivated, but also help everybody else out and maybe just give some positivity and inspiration to others, I would create this channel. And I will go ahead and insert a before picture here at my heaviest of 308.8 pounds. Now, when I did weigh myself again in early October of 2020, I weighed in at 294 pounds. And then within my first week, I actually lost 11 pounds. And of course, I just completed my week 2, but I'll talk about that later. Now, I did just briefly want to go over some of the things that I felt within my first week. When I restarted keto, I knew that I would be feeling some things. I was having some cheat meals before I restarted keto. I wasn't eating super healthy, so I knew it was going to be an adjustment period. So within that first week, I found myself I was excited and pumped up. I think it was more or less just excited to get back to the ketogenic journey. I was finding that I was still a little bit sleepy. On my lunch breaks, I would always want to take a nap. And then I also noticed that I did have a lot of headaches, but I do know what happened there. I mean, not only was it just that adjustment, switching to that fat burning with ketosis, but also I know that I had an electrolyte imbalance. Now, when you do start the ketogenic diet, your body is releasing all that extra water that it no longer needs because you're consuming less carbs. So when that happens, you do wind up with an electrolyte imbalance. They do usually recommend consume healthy salt, so pink Himalayan salt or sea salt, not the table salt, because that's not good. But a pink Himalayan salt or a sea salt can help give those electrolytes that your body is needing. Now, I tried and tried and tried. They always suggest you can put it, of course, on your food, but also in your water. And I, for the life of me, could not drink the salt in my water. It just did not taste good to me. So I know that I had an electrolyte imbalance. But I did start something in my week 2, but I'll go over that, what kind of helped with that. Now, on my first week, I did do about a 30-minute walk every day. Well, 6 days out of the 7, I had one rest day. And I would just walk for 30 minutes just to kind of get that exercise and get moving. And then in addition to keto and eating healthy, I was also doing the intermittent alternate day fasting. So essentially what that looks like for me is I started Sunday night. I had dinner about 7:30 or so. And then I started my clock and I went until 7:30 p.m. on Monday without consuming any food, no sugar, no sweeteners, nothing like that. And then on Monday night, I had one meal, and then I would restart my clock, and then I would go 16 hours into about 12:30 or so on Tuesday to have a lunch. And then of course I had dinner that night, restarted the clock, and went another 24. So essentially I did a 16-hour fast on Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday, because on the weekends I like to, sleep in and then just eat. And then I did my 24-hour fast on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I know it was like a big jump to go from not eating as healthy into automatically fasting and walking and doing keto. So it's a lot of adjustments, but like I said, at the end of my week 1, I actually lost 11 pounds and I was super excited about that. But I knew that I still had some improvements since I had the headaches and fatigue, things like that. And I feel like I've actually had a little bit more success with some of those things on my week 2. So my week 2, I definitely noticed a boost in my energy. Even when I woke up, I would have more energy. You know, I wouldn't want to go back to sleep. I feel more focused at work and just doing things throughout the day. And I feel just more with it, like I don't have brain fog that I kind of did have that first week. I know this one's a little bit more random, but I noticed that my skin has become a little bit more, I guess, shinier and smoother, which I know that can be a combination of things between the fasting, keto, and then every day I do consume at least 1 scoop of collagen peptides, and that definitely does help with skin as well. So that's a little bit of a random thing I've been noticing. Now back to the headaches that I was talking about in week 1. On a keto support group, I actually found people talking about what is called keto chow, and I will insert a picture here, but also I'll go ahead and link it down below. I got it off of Amazon. I think it's like $20. Essentially, it is a liquid electrolyte to help balance that back in for you. It has potassium, magnesium, and sodium. It has no sugar, no dyes, nothing like that, completely healthy. And I started taking that literally my first day of week 2. And I did notice huge improvements with that throughout my entire week of week 2. I never had one single headache. I had more energy, but that could have been from multiple things. But the biggest thing that shocked me was just even when I was fasting, because I would still do keto chow drops just to make sure that I was getting my electrolytes. I didn't have a single headache in my fasting times, which on my first week when I was fasting, I almost always felt horrible. So I noticed huge improvements with getting those much needed electrolytes from the keto chow. So that's something very good that I changed in week 2. One thing I was super excited about this week, I didn't even necessarily plan it. I just really wanted to try. Everyone on this keto support group that I'm on, they often do the alternate day fasting with 40 hours. So it'd be essentially replacing that one meal after the 24. They just go the 24 and then into lunch the next day. But I always thought that, you know, I'd need to be more experienced for it, and I didn't think that I would be able to do it. It just kind of seems scary. I don't know, something in me on Friday just kind of clicked. Like I started it off as my 24-hour fast, but then I thought, why don't I just try it? Why don't I just see if I can do this 40-hour fast that seems absolutely crazy? Why don't I just try? And so I decided, you know, hey, I'm gonna do this. So I actually started my fast on Thursday about 7:38, somewhere in there. It's about when I eat dinner. And then I went ahead and went all the way into Saturday afternoon. So I think I actually went like 41 hours or so. That was the longest fast I have ever done in my entire life, and I was super excited. I felt energized, I felt really good. I still made sure to have, you know, the electrolytes to make sure I wasn't out of imbalance there. I did a brief exercise where Saturday morning I walked up to the grocery store and I bought some things that I wanted to break my fast with and a good lunch. And it was only like half a mile. So by the time I went there and back, I did a little over a mile and a half. So it wasn't crazy. It was really nice just to get out of the house, walk. I got some really good bone broth to break my fast with, because that's definitely something you want to do for a longer fast, is make sure you're breaking it properly. I'll put some information below on what I found for things that will help when breaking a longer term fast. But this video isn't about that, just letting you know about my week 2. So I did step on the scale today and I lost a total of 4.4 pounds. I was hoping for a little more, but at the same time, that's still really good. I was hoping at the very least for 2 pounds, but I got 4.4 pounds total this week lost in my week 2. So that brings my overall total from my heaviest to a 29.5 pound weight loss. So close to 30, but I know I'm gonna get there. So I was really excited to see those numbers go down. There was other factors that could have taken effect, and so that's why it was less than last week. Now, of course, last week might have been a little bit of water weight, but I wasn't able to walk 6 days a week. I actually only walked Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then the rest I didn't walk again until Saturday. So I kind of took a shortcut, or kind of was lazy, I guess, with my exercise. I wish I would have done a little more, but here I am. I'm ready to get back. I don't have anything that will be preventing me from doing my walks this week. So I'm going to resume doing my 30-minute to hour walk for 6 days out of this whole week. I did want to go over a little bit about fasting and why I am doing it, with as well as some of the benefits, because I know a lot of people right now, when they think fasting, they just think about when you can't eat because you're going to have surgery the next day or blood work, and they kind of view it as a scary thing going without food. But there are a lot of health benefits towards this. I did look it up. Now, of course, this is just the research and information that I have found. If you are thinking about taking on fasting, intermittent fasting, alternate, whatever the case might be, please do your research. Of course, I'm no healthcare provider or anything like that. This is just my whole journey and what I'm doing, but I know that this is something I'm gonna get questions about. So I did look up some benefits of fasting, so forgive me, I did write them down. I'm not gonna remember all of them, my apologies. But here are some good benefits if you decide to do fasting. Now, one of them is that it does help promote blood sugar control. So you won't have like high blood sugar. It can help lower that down to the healthy range. It can help fight inflammation in your body, which is definitely really good. It does help enhance heart health, of course, as well. It can boost brain function, which is why a lot of people don't have like the brain fog as much, and that's, you know, it just kind of boosts so many things. It also, of course, may delay aging effects as well as help prevent cancer. Now, of course, those ones, I know they're still doing research, but it's kind of leaning in that direction. Of course, again, no expert here. But the two main reasons why, of course, I'm doing it is for weight loss and autophagy. So autophagy is when your healthier cells are essentially consuming and eating the weak and dead cells in your body. So essentially it's your body just cleaning out the gunk. So when you are eating all the time, your body is having to use that energy to break down that food, get more energy, and then you're eating again. So it never gets this break. It's always breaking down and helping you to digest this food. But when you do fasting, you're giving your body this time with all that energy it was spending on digesting all that food. It now has all this energy that it can redirect into doing maintenance mode, doing all these things for your body that it couldn't do because it's burning food before. So it's cleaning out the junk, it's getting rid of the bad things. It definitely helps with skin. So that was one of my things, especially with autophagy, because it helps with regeneration of skin and getting rid of all that bad parts of it. So I know that losing over 100 so pounds, I'm gonna have loose skin, but this will definitely help kind of minimize some of it and help that my skin to continue looking good as I'm losing all that weight and just cleaning out all that junk, you know, no inflammation, so many good things for fasting. Again, I'll put that information below where I found my research, but as always, do your own research. Speak to your doctor if you're thinking about doing that, please. Is this just something that I'm doing? I just briefly wanted to say how do I get through my fast, and what did I do to even get through my 40-hour fast that I did this week. So of course, when you're fasting, you don't want to be consuming any sugar, any sweeteners, creamers, dairy, nothing like that. So I keep it very simple. I know other people suggest there's smaller things that you can do and consume. Some people say you can consume up to, I want to say it's 50 or 500 calories in a day. I try to not even do that. I try to keep it as plain and simple as possible. So what I do on my fasting days, like my 24, or even on my 16, I'll consume some of these drinks, but mostly on my longer term ones, that's where I have a majority of these drinks because again, I'm not consuming any food. So of course, when I wake up, I always have my coffee. I am a coffee addict, but with that, when you're doing coffee on fasting, of course, you can't add any creamer, no sugar, so I have just plain black coffee in the morning to help get my day going and get motivated for the day. And then It really depends. I don't have like a time frame as to what I drink when, but some other drinks that I have while fasting is plain tea, either unsweetened iced tea or a hot tea. I do have these loose leaf single serve hot tea packets that I love. Of course, no sugar or creamers added in, just plain black tea. I do at least once a day on those, depending if it's my longer term, I'll do an apple cider tonic. And that essentially is like a 16 ounces of water. And then I add in like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And then I'll add in like a pinch of Himalayan salt. And then sometimes I'll put like a tablespoon of lemon juice. So I do consume that at least one time a day on my like 24-hour, 40-hour fast. I will have an apple cider tonic. I do also, when I start getting more hungry, I do have a bunch of the bubbly sparkling waters. I'll consume one of those. It's just carbonated water. There's no sugar added. It's natural flavor, like no sweeteners, nothing like that. So I'll consume a sparkling water. The carbonation kind of helps make you feel a little bit fuller, a little bit longer. And then of course I have lots and lots of water. It is so easy when you're fasting to get dehydrated. So throughout my 24-hour and 40-hour fast, I always have like 2 drinks by my side. One of them always being water, and then the other one is just the coffee or the tea or the sparkling water. And I always, even on my fasting, because I know I had that electrolyte imbalance the first week, I'm still putting the keto chow into my water when I refill it each time, just to make sure that I am avoiding those headaches and getting, you know, that energy to stay where it is. And it definitely helps me get through my day. Of course, you do get hungry when you're fasting, but usually if you just drink something and then wait about 30 minutes, that hunger goes away. It doesn't just keep going and going. It does get better. So that's pretty much what I do during my fasting. I can always do a more in-depth video over any of this information, going over what I'm eating on my eat days or just what I am doing on my fasting days. I can go into further depth with all that. Just let me know below if that's something that you would like to see. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope I brought a little bit of inspiration, in depth, and just showing you my transformation journey. If you like this video, don't forget to, of course, hit the like button. I will be trying to upload more videos, so if you want to keep in touch with those and my whole transformation weight loss journey and everything going on, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as just leave a comment and let me know things that you would like me to talk about along my whole journey, and I'll definitely be happy to make those. So until next time, stay strong, stay positive, and you've got this. Bye, everybody.